Hey guys, welcome to my channel. This is a channel about studying abroad, getting scholarships and building a successful career. My name is Ira, and if you have watched my previous video, you might know that I won 5 full scholarships to study abroad and studied abroad for free in the United Kingdom. If not, check out the videos linked below. And today we are going to talk about something that worries everybody who wants to study abroad. Of course, it's money, because studying abroad can be really expensive and you have to calculate everything before you start your journey towards university abroad, and also you have to know all the hidden costs that we're going to talk today about. So first of all, when you prepare yourself for studying abroad, you have to apply to the university you want, and this process of application is already requiring some money, and of course some hidden costs are applied here. So first of all, when you apply, you have to submit your education documents such as diploma, your certificates, and there are some costs here that you have to know about. So first of all, some universities, they don't recognize your diploma certificate from your school or from your university without special recognition or special certification or confirmation, and this process of confirmation or, for example, apostille, can require additional money and additional fees. Also, some universities, they don't recognize our school because it's only 11 years, and in Europe the school lasts 12 years. That's why you have to fill in this gap with some additional courses or some additional programs that can cost same as university degree the first year or even more. So you have to know about that, and you have to find a way. For example, if you want to study in Germany and you've been studying before in Russia or in other countries where education is only 11 years but not 12, you will have to study 1 year in Studienkolleg in Germany and pay for this some money like 5,000 euro, or you can study in the university in your own country 1 year and then use these documents from this university and apply to the first year of the university in Germany. However, this process will require additional spending during this year, as well as this confirmation documents, translations, certification, and sending by post, because, for example, in Germany you have to send hard copies. Also, when we're coming back to this year, like that you have to fill in with some additional courses, it's not always required. You have to check the requirements of every particular country. For example, it can be the case of the United Kingdom, it can be the case of Italy and Germany. However, if you apply to France or to United States, you can apply directly after school, and also if you apply to master programs, you can apply directly after your university in your own country. However, you still will have to pay money for translations, certification, and sometimes for apostille, or sometimes for hard copy if you have to send a hard copy to the university. So this is the first main thing that you have to pay money for. Secondly, you will have to pay for tests, both for English or other language tests, and also for some tests that are required to apply for this university. As far as language tests concerns, it can be IELTS, TOEFL. I have another video on my channel that you can check out to get know more about this test. But also there are some tests that are required to apply to universities, such as SAT if you intend to apply to the United States and you intend to do a bachelor program, or GMAT, JEE if you apply for master program, both in the United States and Europe. These tests normally cost around $200, can be more, can be less, depending on the test. And of course, you will might spend some money as well on the preparation for this test. It depends, of course, how often you need to study for this test with some teachers, or if you do it yourself, or if you follow some courses, or if you only use some free materials that are available online. However, you have to take it into account and also consider these costs as additional in the process of your application to the studies abroad. The third cost item is a review fee. Regardless of the decision of the commission, you will have to pay from 70 to 100 euro for every single application that you make to the universities. So, for example, if you apply to 10 universities, you will have to spend around 1,000 euro. I know that's really a lot, however, the universities do the job as well, and they consider the documents of many students, and that's why they put these fees in order to be sure that students are really serious about their intention of studying in these universities. Also, some countries imply some special rules for students that they have to prove their financial status and their financial ability to study abroad. For example, in Germany, you will have to put money on your blocked account in order to prove that you will have money during your studies, and you will not need to ask for them to the government or someone else. That's why you will need around 10,000 euro that you put on your account, which is blocked, which means that you will be able to take money from this account by small parts every month. So it's not possible that you just take money from someone, put in the account, and then get it back, because you will have to leave this money until you finish your studies and take it only by small amounts every month. So it means in the end that you will have to need this money just to have it in your hands, just to put it in this account. However, also it's not that bad, because in Germany education is free. You have to pay only around 200-300 every semester, and this money are normally used for your public transport, for library, and for your student card, which is really good opportunity. However, you still have to pay attention to the additional costs, which are your living, residency, and some others like visas and medical insurance. And we are moving now to this cost. It's really difficult to predict how much you will have to spend in a particular country during your living and your studies, because first of all, it depends on your taste, it depends on your needs, what you really need, and how you get used to live, what kind of standard of living you prefer. And that's why normally it depends really on every student. However, if you're talking about Germany, for example, in Germany you will have to spend some money for accommodation, and if you really like it, it's around 300 euro for accommodation with other students, so it's like kind of dormitory, and around 500 euros for some other accommodation. Also, it depends if you're living with someone, or if you're living alone, or if you're just renting a room in some kind of big apartment with other people, or if you're living in dormitory. Also, you have to check if the university provides accommodation in general, because some universities don't provide any dormitories, and of course living in dormitory is normally less expensive than living in the flat. However, it's also not always true, because if you are taking England, for example, then in England it's sometimes cheaper to find a flat or to find a room in the flat with some other people, your friends for example, or other students, than living in the dormitory of the universities. However, these dormitories are normally really nice and really renovated and furnished, brand new, and that's why it's really a nice opportunity as well to live in this community of other people around you. So you just have to take into account your budget and consider how much money you need. Normally in Germany, in 1 month with accommodation, you will spend around 700 as a student, and in the United Kingdom you will spend 1,500 euro as a student, especially in London. In other cities it can be less. So take into account what you need, check the prices, use the websites that can show you what kind of prices you can expect for every type of product in a particular city or town or in the country in general, and then try to calculate your budget. Also, if you are careful and if you're conscious in your spending, it can be not too much, as well as it's going to be possible to work and have some additional sources of income during your studies. That's why you can cover your expenses, and also you have to know that expenses might be higher, but also the working hours, the price for the working hours, it's really more valuable than maybe in your country, and that's why it would be more easy for you to cover your expenses by yourself without even the help of your parents or your family, your friends, or even a scholarship. However, also it's possible to get a scholarship, and also there are some even scholarships like United States Opportunity that cover the expenses of your application process, not even the studies, and some other scholarships, they cover the process of studying and they cover the living expenses. So you have to know what your budget is, you have to know what money you can devote to this process, and then find opportunities that will help you, and also try to find a way to save some money. However, if you are talking about general sum, how much you need, it's around $700 for the whole process, and it's kind of minimum that is not possible to make smaller, that it's not possible to cancel or to abolish, because this is a sum that you use for your exam tests, that you use for the translation of the document, some other things. So this is like minimum you have to consider. And if you're not able to cover your expenses for studies and you are not able to cover your expenses for living, then also find scholarships for living and for studies as well. So my main point is that you have to consider your budget, you have to know all the hidden costs that are possible during your application process and during your studies, and you have to consider them before you apply, because otherwise you can be disappointed, you will be maybe facing difficult situation. So it's really good if you are prepared in advance and then you find your own way which suits you. This is all worth it, and really if you put yourself into this and if you really want to study abroad, I really believe that you can do it, you can find a way, and all these things are really something amazing in the end, and they can lead you to better life, and they can lead you to some better opportunities in your life. So use them, and I hope everything will work well for you. And if you need any help, guys, I'm always here for you. You can ask some questions in the comments and try the topics you want to have other videos on my channel. I would like to record some other videos for you, and I hope that you enjoy these videos. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel, put on this bell that you can see on the screen, and of course let me know about your desires on other videos, and don't forget to put like. So thank you for your attention, and see you in next video. Bye.